Hello everyone, this is Douglas C. Welch, and this is a container garden update from A Gardener's Notebook. We're out here in the garden today. We got a couple of projects going on here in the potting bench at the moment, and basically what I did is I've been gathering stuff up from all over the neighborhood as I find it, and sure enough I came across this big collection of palm seeds from a very nice looking palm up the street, and I'm going to pot this up in a slightly bigger pot this time because he has the potential of getting rather big here. So I think I'm going to put him in the bigger pot to start, and did some reading, and basically his seed coat is entirely removed. Soaked him a little bit, and then we're just gonna pot him down in there, cover him up, we'll water this in, and we'll see where it goes from there. Out poking around my own garden today, I found this excellent locust seedling had popped up. You can see he was well established down there. He's got a good set of roots, and so a similar thing, a bigger pot here than usual. Actually, this is a recycled coffee container. I'm trying to make more use of these. We're just going to dibble down with our finger there about the depth of that root, gently tuck him in there, and firm him back in, and we'll see where he goes from here. This one, I'm assuming, is going to take pretty well. He's a pretty well established seedling, and I was careful bringing him out of the ground so that I kept all his good roots there. Now, additionally, from over here on the potting bench, we actually have two jacaranda seedlings coming up. You remember I planted these just a couple weeks ago actually, and sure enough I've got two of them coming up. I have two more in a pot, but I'm not seeing any sort of growth from them yet, so we'll let these guys grow up, and then we'll pot them up into something larger like this one here to let them grow on. What I'm doing is I'm propagating the trees mainly. I don't really need them here in the garden, but I'm propagating them to perhaps give away as gifts. People are always looking for trees, and nice trees like a jacaranda or a locust to put in their garden, so I figured I might as well pot a few up and try my hand at tree propagation. Here's our water jar from some cuttings we're trying to get, some rosemary and some kaleidostom and some jasmine actually, and not seeing much root activity yet. I assume that if it does happen, it's going to happen kind of quickly. It's going to be sleep, 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 and then it's suddenly going to leap up and show us some activity there. So again, just keeping them with fresh water on the bench here, out of the direct sunlight so it doesn't get a lot of algae in the water, and we'll see what happens. They're not rotting or anything yet, so it's looking like they're still trying, and so we'll let them go as long as they can. And finally for today, it's time to check in on our Ficus repens cuttings here and see if anything took at all. Boy, I had read that it was very hard to get this to root, and sure enough it looks like it is. I saw a few in here that were trying, but no, not seeing anything there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of systematically put my hand under here and lift stuff up very carefully to see if there's any sort of root growth happening anywhere along here. Doesn't really look like it. Another method I heard of that's a possibility is layering. Actually, what I was trying to do in here, but doing it while it's still attached to the plant, which means going out and attaching a stem down into the soil, or actually wrapping it in soil, and then letting the roots form in there while it's still attached to the main plant. And that may be the next thing that I try. I figured this was worth an attempt just to see and to use one of these containers. I figured it was worth trying, but you know, it doesn't look like it took at this point. But again, that's what I said last time. It's all sort of a guess and a try and a learning on each attempt as you go. So we'll use this pot for something else, and maybe some microgreens or something. I'm wanting to try those as well. So here we have another one of these flat containers. Again, these are these are croissant containers from the grocery store, and what I'm going to do is I've been really wanting to get some oregano growing, and I've tried it a couple places, and this is my next attempt here, I think. One of the problems with oregano is the seeds are just so blasted tiny, so it's very hard to distribute them evenly, so I'm kind of going above the surface quite a ways, almost like you'd sprinkle salt or pepper into a dish when you're cooking so it gets distributed well. Gonna use up the rest of these seeds. This is Oregonum vulgare hirtum is Latin name for this one, just kind of a generic oregano. But we'll give it a try. A few more seeds left in there. We're just going to do everything we can to attempt to come out there. And I think I'm not even going to cover these. I'm just going to press them into the top of the soil, and when we water it in, it should seep them down in the soil to where they should germinate, or at least we hope so. After this one, I'll probably give up on oregano because it just doesn't seem to want to grow very well here, either in the containers out front or even here on the potting. That's it for this episode of a Container Garden Update for a Gardener's Notebook. For more information, you can always visit the website douglasewelch.com. There you'll find links to a gardener's notebook as well as everything else I do. If you enjoyed this video on YouTube, please click the like button. It really helps other people discover our videos and gives me the impetus I need to keep going with more. Until next time, keep digging.